Hello everyone. The book that I brought to you today is Against All Odds, the IT Story of India. This book has come very recently to the market, and this is a fabulous book, let me tell you well in advance. And the Indian generation, particularly young generation, need to know the stories of IT, how IT industry created a niche for itself in the world map. Well, this book is a story of the whole journey of IT, written by three authors, Kris, Gopalakrishnan, and N.Dayasindhu, and K.Narayanan. Kris Gopalakrishnan is a founder of Infosys, and he's a well-known philanthropist as well as investor of many startup companies. Now, this is a fabulous effort by Kris Gopalakrishnan and a couple of other friends. The reason is, if you go back to the history, India soon after the World War II got independence. So after independence, there are so many misses rather than hits, unfortunately, because then political leadership supported socialism. And in the name of socialism, there are red tapeism, bureaucratic hindrances, and limited people, they controlled the industry. So therefore, the industry did not grow. But at the same time, if you look at the Asian tigers, be it Japan, Taiwan, or Hong Kong, they were growing fairly well. And as well as other developing countries were growing quite well immediately after World War II. But then we lost that journey, and one industry, particularly during 80s and 90s and then on, they grew. Somehow the government did not notice, except a few government officials helped them. So that is IT industry. Today, India is known for IT industry. Do you know during the early period when these IT software companies, representatives, they went abroad, people did not know India. There are many people, they did not know India. Today, if you go anywhere around the world, India is known as an IT company, and it is a well-known company, and most of the, big companies in abroad wherein many Indians are working as CEOs and in senior position. So, there are many anecdotes about the growth of IT industry. The three authors have narrated very nicely from 50s onwards. You know, you have to notice one thing. Indian industry lost hardware industry. In the sense, you know, because the government regulations were high, in IT industry, the software grew quite well because somehow it missed the clutches of the government hand. So that could be the reason, and there are many pioneers. They were responsible for making India as an IT hub. This book narrates how the then Prime Minister gave a little importance to the IT industry, particularly the supercomputers. So the super fast computers initially was imported with the help of the government, and then the reasons for the growth of IT software companies, thanks to some of the IITs, particularly IIT Kanpur. IIT Kanpur, then IISc, Bangalore, and then IIT Madras. These are the institutions, they imported super fast computers, and then there are many stars, today's stars, they studied computer science in these institutes. For example, Narayana Murthy is a product of IIT Kanpur, and Nandan Nilekani is a product of IIT Bombay. Kris Gopalakrishnan is a product of IIT Chennai. So, in 80s and 90s, there are many IT companies, particularly software companies, they grew and they gained a sort of dominance. Like for example, Patni Computers, these are all Indian companies, Patni Computers and Infosys, Wipro Computers, HCL, Satyam, now it's Tech Mahindra, and we have Soho, and the list goes on. Today, thanks to all these software companies, India is getting excellent foreign exchange. And this is thanks to some of the stalwarts like Narayanamurthy, Asim Premji, and TCS is again another stalwart companies where FC Kohli, the one who started this TCS, plus later there are many other leaders they came. Even today's Tata's chairman is also the Tata CEO, Chandrasekhar also played a major role in TCS. So this book gives you an account of what made the IT companies become successful in not only in India and in entire world. So this is a fabulous book. This speaks, as I said, about the history, and this also touches upon the difficulties the Indian industries face, for particularly hardware industries. Hardware industries, interestingly, in India did not take off. The reason is that was visible, so-called visible, and software industry were invisible. So therefore, the government did not put a lot of restriction. So this book is an amazing book. This book talks about the history, how the IT industry grew in India and they become very prominent. I have already reviewed two books. One is the Tech Phoenix. Very recently, this book also, came into the market, written by Manoharan and Patabi Ram. This speaks about the growth of IT industry. Well, the whole story revolves around Tech Mahindra, the erstwhile Satyam Computers, but it gives you a glimpse of the growth of IT industry. Similarly, the story of Azim Premji, the founder of Wipro Computers, where though this is a biographic narrative, but yet the IT industry, growth of IT industry is also mentioned in this particular book. What I liked about Kris Gopalakrishnan has taken responsibility to tell the youngsters the 50-year story of IT and how IT industry, with the help of telecommunication, grew India and helped the GDP of India. So this is a very good book. I would strongly recommend you to read this book. If you have not subscribed this channel, please subscribe this channel. And what do you think about this particular review? Put it on the comment section. Thank you so much.